in the Jessup Whittier. Stanford, with a time of 6:30.67, was first, followed by UCLA, Wisconsin, and Louisville, first three to qualify. So based on those times in the Jessup Whittier Cup, I would give the early nod to USC, but Washington State is close behind in terms of time. Usually today's times are at least a predictor of how they'll perform in tomorrow's final. Don't forget that you can pick up a DVD of any of today's events. Within about an hour, they're available for sale, $12, and capture permanently the event that you participated in or one of your relatives and friends. DVDs on sale about an hour after each event.
Getting set for another one of our preliminary races, which basically means that these crews will be moving on and just competing for a specific lane assignment position. We have number 12 event. This is the men's collegiate lightweight, the Secretary of the Navy Cup. And just quickly looking at our lane assignments as they're poised and ready to go. Washington State 1, Cal 2, Purdue 3, Texas is in 4, and UC Santa Barbara in 5. We'll listen to the start count. California in lane 2, the only crew seeing action so far this year on a competitive basis. All the others coming out for the first time.
Shot there of the Bears, waiting at the start. We have the start.
Lane start. Of course, cruising lanes 1 and 2. Washington State, California will be wanting to defend those lanes for the final. And the cruising lanes 3, 4, and 5, that's Purdue, Texas, and UC Santa Barbara, will be wanting to finish ahead of those cruising lanes 1 and 2 so they can take their place for the final. And we have a problem out in lane 5. UC Santa Barbara have stopped rowing. They've stopped rowing and then they've picked it up again. They stopped rowing and the other crews slipped away to about a 2 to 3 lengths lead over them. I don't know what the problem was, but they've started rowing again now, but they have a lot to do to make up ground. They're way back. And lane 1, Washington State, have fallen back a little bit on the rest of the field. So it's California, Purdue, and Texas out in the lead at the moment, with Texas in lane 4 with a lead over California in lane 2, with Purdue in between them, but still in touch with them, but back on them by about 2 to 3 seats. As we come down towards the 500-meter mark, Washington State in lane 1 are continuing to lose ground inch by inch on the crews in lanes 2, 3, and 4, California, Purdue, and Texas. As we pass the 500, it's Texas just ahead of California, with Purdue inches back, and UC Santa Barbara valiantly trying to make up ground, but they left themselves a lot to do after stopping for whatever reason, I don't know, fairly soon after the start.
Looking at our lane assignments once again, in lane number 1, Washington State currently in the 4th position. California rowing out of lane 2 is 2nd. Purdue in lane 3 currently 3rd at the 500-meter mark. Texas out of lane number 4 is on the lead, and UC Santa Barbara, after a rough start, is in lane number 5. They'll be rowing for lane positions in the final. Right now we have Texas followed by California, Purdue, Washington State, and UC Santa Barbara.
Good shot there of the Purdue crew rowing in lane 3. University of Texas, Austin, rowing out of lane 4. Distinctive Texas Flag Blades, and the California Golden Bears, another club program. Can't emphasize enough how difficult qualifying for lightweight rowing is. Cutting weight at a time when you need to be caloried up for a maximum effort just runs across the grain. A number of these men would have to work hard to get under the 155 weight limit. Shot there of the Bears, who looked to have moved into first place.
In lane number 2, California currently on the lead, with Texas on the outside in lane number 4. And in between would be Purdue. They're currently in third spot. Along the shoreline, looks like Washington State has fallen back. And on the far outside, University of California, Santa Barbara, for whatever reason, struggled at the start and have been out of the running, at least to this point so far. Open water back to them. Looks like Cal, Texas, Purdue, Washington State, and UC Santa Barbara.
750 meters to the finish. Tailwind conditions have been prevailing all day, and they continue now. Water's getting a little bit choppier, particularly here at the end of the reach from SeaWorld here. Some wave action. Shot there of the Cal Golden Bears, our leader.
Washington State apparently, along with University of California, Santa Barbara, struggled a little bit at the beginning, and they're currently trailing in our field right now. And lane number 2, looks like California has established themselves. They got off to a second place start, but then eclipsed the early leader, Texas. But Texas is on their outside there in lane number 4 and continues to be in second position. In between those two crews would be Purdue. And then along the shoreline, it is Washington State and UC Santa Barbara on the far outside. Currently, Cal, Texas, Purdue, Washington State, and UC Santa Barbara.
.50 meters to go. California rowing comfortably about 35 strokes per minute out of lane 2. Has about a half a boat length over Texas, followed by Purdue.
We have 3 finishes recorded for Cal this year, so with the experience they competitively have had at the beginning of the season, looks like they are in command here, at least for the moment. On the outside is Texas. Purdue made a little bit of a move in the center of the field. And on the far outside, University of California, Santa Barbara, looks like they picked it up again, and Washington State is trailing. This is California on the lead. Certainly, the University of California, Santa Barbara is to be congratulated to make a relatively decent row after early problems, and they have snuck into that 4th position, apparently.
Coming up next, men's collegiate novice. There'll be 3 heats in this event for the Derek Google Memorial Cup. And we have a total of 21 boats entered. 6 will go to the finals, 2 from each of these 3 heats.
Lane 7, back 6 inches.
Coxswains are reminded that officials from time to time will be checking to see that they have carried their weight with them, and will be asked to show their sandbags.